everyone, and welcome to a new Let's Play. It is for Control, as you can see. So, yeah, it's about time for me. I know you're probably wondering, probably a couple of things. Why does it sound so quiet? Firstly, I usually like a voice measuring thing that probably sounds louder than normal because there's no music. I'm really glad this is a feature actually in this game, is to mute all copyrighted music that's used in this game. Because I do a sound check before I start recording, and I couldn't find any music. I had to go all the way to the credits, and the credits we get to them eventually are going to have no music because all the music is copyrighted. So at least I don't have to go through that issue. So, the only downside is it took me a lot longer than it should to do a sound check, which is a bit of a shame. So if it sounds louder, we get into the game, it should be fine because the sound check was quite good and I used the music based off that, which is now muted. So it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of music in this game muted, so we're going to be relying quite a lot of sound effects. The other reason why I say at last is because I've had, well, at least I should point out I'm on the PS5 version playing this. Because I downloaded the PS4 version, which came for free, which is like, what? I think it might have been, was it 8 months ago at time when I recorded this, I think, which is early October. And yeah, well, you know, a lot of you who are on the PS PlayStation will know what I know about when it came for free. It was free for download. It was one of those lockdown free download games, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I had that game, and when I had this, I think it might have been longer than that, but point is that when I had this game, I was thinking, like, yeah, cool, because I never originally got this game, and it came out, what was it, 2019 or something like that. I saw the preview game, the gameplay preview for this game, and I was like, oh, it just didn't seem like the type of game I would want to play. I don't know what it was, whether it was just too either roguelike or whatever it might be, or there wasn't enough story there to captivate me. Then I remember in early 2020 or mid last year for me, I actually saw like a gameplay video of this game. Like I actually watched a couple of hours of it, and it actually looked interesting. You know, it actually looked the total opposite of all the previews I'd ever seen. And I thought, you know what? I should probably give this a try at some point. And then it came for free on PS4. I downloaded that, and I was going to start it, but I thought, and then I heard about a rumor which turned obviously to be true because here we are for PS5 version. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna have PS5. I'm gonna wait and get the PS5 version of this game, which I have on disc. And yeah, so here we are, and I'm really glad because I do like using it. Yes, I know I could play the PS4 version, but it's better. I just always like to have the PS5 because there's the expectation of better graphics, all this sort of stuff. And yeah, give this game a try because from what I understand, there's quite a good story behind, a lot of mystery and a shooter exploration type, which I do like. So yeah, we'll see how things go. So I am on performance mode for targeting 60 FPS. Of course, I don't do quality. I do performance because, look, let's face it, we all have gamers. We want this game to be as smooth as possible. And let's just face it, for any PS5 game these days, especially from AAA developers that can't do 60 FPS as a standard, what are you doing? We all know this by now. So if you're new to my channel, you should know I play games for the story. I do very much tend to explore and collect as much as I can. So I have tweaked some of the settings, like for subtitles, all this sort of stuff. Oh, there is photo mode in this game, which I heard, and there's a couple of ways I've heard you can trigger it. I will be testing that because I haven't started this game, so obviously don't know. I'll be fiddling with that a bit. So yeah, I do like to capture the moments in games, so I do use photo mode infrequently. So whether that be occasionally in cutscenes or just nice to capture the moment. I heard there's some really quite amazing scenes in this game. So yes, you are warned there. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to main menu first, of course. Okay, let's get started. Let's begin Control. Oh, okay. Oh, for God's sake. Yes, performance, headphones, blah, blah. Yes, sometimes I've got that figured out. I've gone for price. I heard this is somewhat of a dark game, so I can always increase brightness if I need to, but I like to set it a little bit brighter than normal, just especially for dark games. That's just the way I am. Anyway, enough my chin wag. Let's do this. Let's do this. Wow, English for me already. Sprint is that button. Oh god, I hate using that button for sprint, but whatever.
This is gonna be weirder than usual.
Really? Try me.
Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am.
Will it be in some sort of dream or machine, I wonder? Huh. That visual, I mean, just it cycling through almost gives me like a...
I know I shut you out sometimes.
Oh.
I'm always glad to hear from you.
Okay.
It's just that I get my hopes up.
Okay.
So many times it's led to nothing.
Understandable.
I found nothing.
And then this place?
It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall.
Oh yeah.
We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster.
I understand that feeling. Good analogy, actually.
The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person.
True enough.
Like in that movie. What is it called? The prison movie.
There's a few of them.
The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It
Oh,
can be
that
beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed.
True. Who the hell was that person
It's
with that
all
uniform?
a lie. Something to distract us from the truth.
Who is that?
They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger.
No kidding.
There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room.
Our own little bubble.
But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster.
Dad, that's a good analogy.
And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw.
Very true. Very true.
I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
Okay. Interesting.
Hello?
So...
Anyone here?
Yeah, I'll get that in just a second. Is that Jesse that he pronounced it? I'm wondering. So with that whole thing, it's just like either I'm imagining either got some chip or some I don't know, interface. I'd imagine just because depending on what time this is set in would be interesting, because I mean to trigger that sort of the effect or mental effect, I mean, like in terms of that spiraling thing is, or spiraling effect, yeah, it would seem more, or it jumps out to me as more like an interface or some sort of neural effect, but artificial neural effect. I don't know. Like more like I suppose more like either a type of neural interface or a neural connection, which I know sound the same, somewhat similar, but I mean in the sense that either you actually got an interface attached to you per se by that interface, or by neural connection I mean you actually have some sort of memory imprint stored in your mind, but they do like a neural link to you. So yeah, that type of neural link. So I know it's a weird way to describe it, but I wonder. Interesting. Now, I need to figure out a couple of things. Okay, so that does not enable photo mode. I actually read somewhere apparently that did. Just clicking L and R3, that doesn't enable photo mode. So, this is photo mode, right? Now, excuse me while I just figure out what the hell does that... I mean, I know photo mode. I'm saying each game that has photo mode does it a little bit differently. Some more snazzier than the others, so I kind of have to get used to things. So, just give me a moment while I sort of figure this out. What have we got available? So, kind of this is kind of the basic one, which it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's kind of just the basic photo. I mean, to be fair, I don't mind the photo mode just being basic. I mean, there's some the more the better ones. You got AC, Horizon, all that, which are just got a little bit extra in them. But just having photo mode to capture the moment, it's just the base type where you just zoom in nicely. Even to read stuff on boards that just real small writing is very useful. So how do I get? I have to hold the button down. Okay, good to know. Another question is, how the hell do I save in this game? That would be really interesting to know, I'll be honest. Actually, the lighting is looking pretty good, so I just upping that brightness just a little bit more than usual. Looks like it did the trick. Well, up there, but I think it's supposed to be technically partially blinded up there, so what the hell? What the? Oh, what? Oh, before I got a phone on us, that probably makes a lot of sense. Oh, it's right there, okay. Okay, Federal Bureau Control. Reminder! Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pages, laptops, smart phones, smart watches, smart gaming, smart. Oh God! Wait, what? Hang on! Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the hell is up with what's wrong with number 2 pencils? Excuse me, what is wrong with the leaded pencils? What? Too much? I think it is that too much. Number 2 is the higher lead count, is it? No, maybe I haven't used pencils in years. But I think I'm assuming by that they mean there's a higher concentration of lead. But why would lead be a problem? Because I understand the smart devices, like I understand that part, the whole hacking, Wi-Fi, corrupted apps. I understand all that jazz. Don't get me wrong, I totally understand that. But number 2 pencils? What? What the hell? Oh my god. Okay. Wait, what? Oh gee, I just read the next line. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept. Sorry, what? Rubber ducks and ketchup bottles? Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, I get this beat a few times in ketchup balls over the years, but honestly, oh my god. Oh my god, sorry, I just find that hilarious. I mean, I thought the number 2 pencil was strange, but to go with rubber ducks and ketchup bottles, allowed. Oh my god. Seriously, how do people get ketchup in the bureau then? What, they smuggle it in through mustard bottles, or the old salt shaker or the salsa sauce or something up here? How do people get ketchup inside the bureau? No, he's got a ketchup. There's ketchup inside a mustard bottle. Oh, hands on deck! Like seriously? Sorry, I just find that hilarious. Oh my god. Oh dear. Sorry, that was just, it's funny as hell. Oh dear. Well, to be fair, Jesse, assuming that is how you pronounce it, did say this is stranger and weirder. Well, it's going there. It's officially going there. Oh my god. Oh dear. Alright, let's continue. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of their policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. I mean, to be fair, I just found I can just imagine someone bringing a bloody mustard bottle and it's, someone's waving that, hey, he's got the mustard, it's ketchup, it's ketchup! I can just imagine anyone else looking at like, who the hell are they? Oh my god, they're bloody nuts. I wouldn't blame them either. Oh god, that sounds just hilarious. Oh Jesus. Oh dear. Oh, it opens automatically. That's actually quite nice. Oh my god, ketchup bowls. Rubber. I mean, yeah, I know what you think. I know what you think. Like, wait, what do you mean? You don't have an objection to rubber ducks, but you have an objection to ketchup bowls? Well, strangely enough, rubber ducks, it's one of those things where you see in all sorts of weird, like, horror games and mystery games. Like, rubber ducks are sort of that, like, you know, thing that, like, as soon as it squeaks, like, ah! Don't you do that! You know, it's like one of those things you're looking, either waiting for it to jump, squeak, or there's, like, in a strange way, I almost consider rubber ducks to be partially synonymous with, or just linked with horror mystery games. I don't know why. In so many of them I've seen, there's at least a rubber duck in a bathroom or something just sitting there somewhere, and you almost have to look at it. It's like, really? You're here again? So you're gonna squeak, talk to me, or laugh? Nothing happens? Oh, so you're just there for the sake of it, right? I swear! I've seen rubber ducks in these games. It's like, it's one of those things you don't think about when you go back and think about them being some sort of weird object. It's like you make connections in your mind. It's like, oh my god, ketchup bowls is just like, I just can't. I have to see the funny side of ketchup bowl. I can almost understand a rubber duck, but ketchup bottle, that's where I draw the line. Oh my god. Oh dear. Okay. Executive Sector Q2. Major. Staffing, surveillance, redacted. Data Center Initiative. Construction, redacted. Oh, a shit ton of redacted documents. Great. Wonderful. Let's hope they're unlocked later on. Minor. Office equipment, janitorial costs, redacted. Mold removal, HQ, livability costs. For cost breakdown spreadsheet, see page 5. A 5-year comparison chart, see page 9. Fair enough. At least they're thorough with the page 5. My God.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Wait. How do I? Oh, good. Oh, it's the simple ones. That's nice. So, what symbol? Okay. Okay. That's simple. So she's seen this quite a few times. Must be a childhood event, someone she knows, or maybe with some neural link with whoever AI is in the brain, or memory, whatever. Interesting. Very interesting. That's one good thing I love about photo mode. You can actually zoom in on things sometimes. Yes, I'll sprint. I just want to check how... What the hell did I just hear? Oh, yeah, oh, good. In the right light, you can see Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. Huh. Okay. What? Seriously? Our bureau at work. Could we at least have a frontal shot, you know, just a bit of a face? Just... Oh, I get it. He's like, oh, I get the point. It's like, oh, you gotta take a bloody photo of me. Oh, just turn quickly, say steps, just like, dude, I want to see your face. This. He turns around and says, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm doing works like, oh, fine. I don't know. You always get the impression that's what's happened. Oh dear. Director. Zachariah Trench. Okay, I'm assuming that they're using Zach for short, or Zachary maybe. I'm not really sure. Depends on the person how they want to be pronounced, honestly. Okay, it looks like I'll be checking bathrooms all through this game for things because I have to explore as much as I can, obviously.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Well, to be fair, if something or an organization or facility does not want to be found, you're not gonna find them, even if they are hiding, as she says, in plain sight. If they don't want to be found, or they don't want you to find them, then they're going to make sure they can hide so well that they're right under your nose, but you never quite can see them. Sounds like a lot of things in life, doesn't it? Really, when you think about it. For obvious reasons, I will not name off things. Okay. Okay. Attention all redacted. I'm going to assume that probably means all workers or employees, so security order. Redacted. A shark in his redacted, although secure redacted, permission to redacted, following basic protocol redacted, shoot to kill. Redacted. Good luck. Well, that was informative. Not. Oh my god. So all we know is we have a protocol to shoot to kill a shark. Right. Gotcha. Oh dear. I really hope if we can get some ability, we probably just have clearance, which makes perfect sense actually. If we can get clearance some point in the game, can we please actually get the ability to read those redacted points? That would be extremely useful. I'm trying to see if there's anything useful to be written on here. You know what? Let me just make the effort to actually try. Nope, never mind. They're just gonna just say, nope, 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 what, nope. Just gonna blur the crap out for you. Fine, fine. Probably the janitor. I mean, it makes the most sense, to be fair. Who else the hell else is gonna be here? I don't even know why I put it like that, because it's a strange game, but just obviousness for the janitor. I'll leave it at that. R4 reports reminder. Hello! As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request an R4E, an R4E, from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under the section 7.2 of the employee manual. Good God, how long is that manual? Actually, to be fair, we're in a mysterious place like this, as I'm assuming this is going to be, then my God, like I just imagine the file cabinet being like just literally just full of manuals. It's like, what's my introductory manual? See that cabinet there? Wait, what? Yeah, that's all. That's the whole manual. It's in all the drawers. It's made up. There's like, wait, I have to read everything in those, every file in in file cabinet. Yeah, that's the whole manual. Oh God, I'll be here for a week. Nah, you need to read it in. I'll be nice to you. I'll give you 3 days. 3 days? You have to read the manual. Just imagine that happening. It kind of reminds me of the X-Files in a strange way. I don't mean in the sense like of just the 3 days, but I mean the sense of, you know, like the amount of unusual occurrences that were made, the X-Files or X-Files for the strange things, and just the sheer number of them and the number of connections made between them, which pulls like that. It just makes me think of that sort of thing with Mulder, just like having this file cabinets full of all these things, and he can make connections because he's read through as many of them as he could, and just the whole 7.2 and all this sort of types of files and requisitions. I don't know. It just gives me memories of the X-Files. I've watched every season, in case someone asks. So in case anyone thinks of asking, so really good. It tapered a little bit off in the middle, but yeah, it's still a really good series. Very creepy at times, I still find, and yeah. Anyway, if your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Miss Marshall, Mr. Salvador, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, or Mr. Kirkland, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Your best, your admin team. Fair enough. I mean, they've got to all do their things. I totally get that. I go in there.
Hello?
He's got his headphones on, Jesse. He can't hear a bloody thing you're saying. That's the point. They want to drown them. At least I've never been a janitor, but I assume they do that. It gets so boring. They sort of put their mind out. Like, it's, you know what I mean? We get so into knowing how to do a task, they can just put your phones on, headphones on, put some music on or whatever, and just, you know, have a bit of a quiet quiet little dance to yourself and just listen to music, or quietly sing along like he is. You know, just sing along while doing the work because you're so used to doing it. You're not going to do it wrong, but you just want something to distract you a little bit. I totally get it. You seem very I swear you're posing while it's almost like I can't figure out where he's like, really this again, or it's catch me in the moment where I'm contemplation, or it's just like I'm just gonna pose because I think it's a good posing look. I'm gonna go with the whole half. Are you kidding me? Another photo, and the other's like, I'm calling contemplation. What the hell are you doing? Who the hell knows?
Excuse me.
And who might you be? Well, the janitor, but what is your name?
You are here about the job.
Artie? Hattie?
Janitor's assistant.
Of
You
course.
need to go to the interview.
Yep.
Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks.
Cool.
Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the
Ahti.
janitor, by the way.
Of course.
You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you are no relevant. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, you halauta.
Okay.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Fair enough.
Somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
Oh my oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies, but I've started to watch some over the years that, you know, made in the 80s or 90s or whatever like that. I don't like remember these off the top of my head, but you know what I mean? Some of the more famous ones where it's like, you kind of, it's almost like you can automatically know. I mean, once you watch some of these types of things, you just see these characters, like you can sort of just guess. You know it's them, but you have to wait till the end to finally get the obvious reveal, and it's just like it makes me laugh. It's like, yes, of course, it's the janitor because he's the queerest one, the strangest one. It must be him. And to be fair, I think in a lot of these movies, it either is the janitor or some of the strangest people by reference. But I get what this person's telling Jess is. It just makes me laugh. Oh dear. Oh, this must be the janitor we got the supplies from. Got it. Oh, can I just walk carefully across this floor? Thank you, Artie. Artie, I've got to remember how to say Artie. 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 Okay, so Artie. Okay, gotcha. So not the A-R, we emphasize the A, the H is in A-R, as in R-H. Artie. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Wait, whoa! Hold the phone. Huh. The hole in the poster behind the wall. Huh. Wait. Is Jesse on recap here? Oh. Either that's just a serious coincidence, or Jesse was doing some serious flashback right there. Huh. Interesting.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster.
Oh, really?
They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since.
Wow.
Will you help?
If you don't hear any place of music, probably should be. I've got copyrighted music muted for obvious reasons, so yeah. Still enjoy all these images. Nice creepy sounds though, which suits I suppose. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how old Jesse is. I'd really be interested to know. Since whatever happened to 11, because it just gives me a timeline to work off, you know, to figure out things. I'd imagine you probably won't find out till later on in the game, but I'd like to know earlier, you know? Interesting. A lot of mystery. Okay. Alright. Huh.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Okay, if that's the age, then she's 28. If I'm working out like that, I assume that's literally the case, that that she was 11 and it's 17. She's been looking for this for 17 years, so she's 28. Okay, good. I'm glad they've done that, because I don't like it in games when I'm being serious. I don't like it in games where they hang on the mystery. It's like, oh, it's been X amount of years. It's like, I could have known at the start. It would have bloody helped the timeline, because at least now it's now we got 17 years, probably more. Who knows? From 4 she was 11 and all that. Who knows? But it's like it's a timeline to work off. I really like that games do that, because it helps you just figure stuff out, you know, and at least connect some dots. It's like, oh, if this was 10 or 30 years ago, you think, okay, so ever since that point. So I do actually appreciate that. So now, unless you're referring to some third party perspective, talking to whoever it was, either this is her younger brother who's talking to her and she's just referring to like a third party perspective, or she's talking to someone or from someone or interacting with someone, let's put it that way, say it like that, and she's inquiring about her baby brother. Interesting. She must heavily, if this is not her brother, she must heavily trust this person. Huh. Interesting. Very office-like, fair enough. What is this? Oh, this is the front of the... I thought it was like a yacht from a strange way. From far away, I just realized it's actually the front of the building. God's sake. What is that? Oh, it must be just some pictures I've picked of the countryside. Fair enough. Just to, you know, make the office look a little brighter so it's dim. Fair enough. Oh, great. That serenading alarm. Wonderful. Just what I bloody wanted. Okay. Approved terminology reminder. Reminder regarding drafting any public-facing material. When pending any notifications of death related to the Willow AWE, okay, I'm assuming I'm going to find out what that is relatively soon. I'm just hoping and assuming. Please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrases to use. In the service of his or her country, regret, proud, pride will be remembered. Word phrases to avoid. Alaska scissors. Oh my God's sake! Wow. Blood, bleed, loss, apologies. Sorry. I mean, like the loss apologies. Even Alaska scissors. Like that must be a personal reference. I'm assuming, because I mean, strange enough, this actually doesn't surprise me. Because if I recall correctly, that during the war, for at least during wars and everything, like when you do like the radio broadcasts and everything, like to talk to soldiers or like to people, you know, there would be set phrases that it's almost like a motivational thing where. I mean, this might not be same in all cases, but as far as I'm aware, that like during wars, like for the radio chat for people, and even for, well, I think more for the public opinion rather than soldiers, because they had like their own communications like for intel and all that. But you know, for the people back home, it's, you know, it's like the motivational speeches. You know, it's like, you know, be proud. You know, in service. You know, it's a great day, or, you know, whatever. We're marching on proudly. Do you know what I mean? Just like, and obviously things to avoid that they couldn't, because they actually got in trouble because it promoted panic and unneeded sorrow and anxiety and all this sort of thing. Which, let's face it, during war is exactly what we want to avoid. And I'm pretty sure during wars that this was a very common thing over radios, at least for the people. So it makes sense that this would be a thing, like things you have to avoid and do. Like, actually makes a great deal of sense. So yeah, I completely understand where that's coming from, to be honest. So interesting. Wonder what AWE means. Willow. Okay. I'm assuming this is some sort of big event, or at least a major event, I'm assuming. So, scissors, that's an interesting one. I'm gonna go exploring for a little bit, but God, that thing's annoying. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be going back to that at some point. Oh, thank God we're away from that, that's good. If you just heard any slight noise in the background, it's just an alarm because I've got a timer set up for when I record, so, yeah. Just to help me remember, so... Okay... else... Just being thorough, or trying to be as thorough as I can. Executive, central executive, okay. Wait, the alarm just stopped? Okay. I'm assuming either that's back there or it's tied to things. Oh, these old-fashioned chutes! Oh my God, wow! Excuse me, what? Wait, what year are they... Hang on, what year are we in here? Oh, to be fair, they might actually be using an old-fashioned message delivery system so that to avoid like telecom or this sort. Like, actually, that makes a lot of sense if you want to be secretive. It, it's old-fashioned, but it's actually quite a good. I mean, provided you've got a very well set up system with this, because it can be a bit it can be tricky to get those pipelines and all this sort of stuff. But if you can get very intricate in all this, but if you can get that to work, old-fashioned, but pretty damn good if I'm honest. So I can understand, you know, the use of this old. I mean, let's face it, it is an old system, but I imagine that. I mean, considering what Jesse's wearing, either. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna say we're in the either in the mid to late 90s, or anywhere in the maybe around 2015. I would assume. I just saw a thing for clothing and all this sort of stuff, but they're using an old-fashioned system. But there's nothing wrong with. I think it's actually kind of a clever way to be old-fashioned but thorough at the same time, which is, hey, gotta got props where it's due, to be honest. Okay, trends do not disturb. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day. For the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Trench. But I'm assuming you can trust his personal... I'm assuming you can say his secretary? Maybe assistant? No, I'm going to say secretary. His personal secretary. Okay. I'm going to assume that's what Barbara is, so... that would probably a person you'd have to trust quite a lot, one would assume. So, which actually makes a lot of sense to be fair. So, yeah. Okay. Well, when this here, I have no idea how the hell you save this game. I really hope this is not one of those checkpoint saves. That's going to be really annoying for me because it kind of screws up how the times I can record and all this, and that's going to be really weird. I've got the feeling it's one of those periodic save. I mean, I understand it's like the auto save, but I mean like a manual style of saving, or when it's frequent autosave. I really hope that's anyway, we'll figure that as we go along. But anyway, and then here, yeah, I know talked a lot. I know this not got far, but yeah, this is what happens when I like to explore and just try and delve and figure stuff out. But yeah, we'll do plenty of that as we go along. But anyway, I'll catch you next time.